Yes. Hello, YouTube. Hello, Broken Sword. Hello, my cat chasing a stink bug. Last week in Broken Sword, we... Oh, you know what? We forgot to pull up that guide I was using last week. Last week in Broken Sword, we met George Stobart and Nico Collard and I don't remember what we did. There was an explosion at the cafe. And there was some detective work. Oh, we met, fan favorite, the judge lady. I forgot her name. Adam. Baba. New trivia question. Anybody remember the name of the lady? Alright, I found the guide again. This is a good guide because it's got ASCII swords all over it. It's on Game Facts. Andrew Testa, whoever that is. She's not in trivia, don't know them. Me too, honestly. Anyways, eventually we have to go to Ireland for some reason. Oh wait, we found the manuscript. There we go. You won! Alright, time to end trivia. Alright. So, we found the manuscript, and the manuscript has led us to... headed to Ireland, where some guy... Ireland's down here, right? Ireland. Oh man. Metal Combat. Wait, was LCC gonna play that game? He got distracted by Final Fantasy, but anyways, there was some guy, Pete Sanfris. Peter something. Ah, these are some graphics. What's this? I tugged at the trapdoor, but it was locked from the inside. I forgot I gotta read all this out loud. I should have gotten some more water. Hi there. What? What's your name, kid? Who are you calling a kid? Who the hell are you? My name is Inspector Rosso. Liam? Liam, last name? I still remember the inspector. Ross is the name, murder's my game. Liam McGuire. True. You're a detective. I sound like Britishly. I didn't mean to. Let's just say I'm here to find the truth. Cool, just like on the telly. It's McGuire. Cut the crap and tell me your name. Liam McGuire. Nice, nice. Tell me about the castle, Liam. Can you tell me about the castle, McGuire? What do you want to know? Well, can I get inside? No, it's locked up. Does anyone live there? No. Good talk. McGuire. What? See ya. What is this? I tugged at the plastic cover, but it didn't move. Hey, man. My name's George. Pleased to meet you, mister. My name's Fitzgerald. Hello, Mint. My name's Rudix. What can you tell me about the castle? There's nothing there, just an old ruin. How old? I really couldn't tell you. Have you ever explored the castle yourself? I used to play there sometimes when I was a kid. And one of the little ones fell off the wall, broke his head, and died. We didn't go there anymore. You haven't been up there recently? No. I don't trust this guy. Hello? Like the dishwasher. I think that's what that is. Only one way to find out. Hey, where do you think you're going? Excuse me? No customers behind the bar, ever. I'm not a customer. Somebody important. What is this? Yes, there was a beer-stained piece of toweling. Nice. Talk to this guy, George. His name's not George. Anyways, hello there. My name's George Stobart. Pleased to meet you, I'm sure. I'm O'Brien. Can I help you? What can you tell me about the castle, Miss O'Brien? It's a fine sight now, isn't it? Dates back to the 10th century, you know. Most of the existing building was added much later, of course. Are the ruins open to the public? Oh no, it's much too dangerous. Anyway, there's nothing of interest there, there's nothing of interest remaining. Can you tell me about the tripod which was found at the castle? Now there's a bone of contention and controversy. It was dug up by an Englishman of the archaeological persuasion. Who is this Englishman? Professor Pegram, the same man who dug up the gem. Do you know where I'd find Professor Pegram? You're too late to meet that fella. Is he dead? Not that, but he's gone from the village. A sore point with our esteemed host, I might add. Do you know where Pegram has gone? I'm sorry, but I don't. He upped anchor in the dark and shipped out before the dawn. Why did he do that? Who knows? A guilty conscience or a secret assignation? I don't know what that. I can't read English. What is this? Whatever the reason, he'll not be missed in Lockmarn. Maybe now the fuss about the gem has died down, we can go back to normal. Can you tell me about the gem which Pegram found? Now there is a gem which should never have been taken. A man would have to be full of greed to covet that stone. What's your interest in the jewel? You're not a reporter, are you? No. Oh no. Thank the Lord for that. Hi, my name's Stobart. George Stobart. Hello, dear mister. What can I do for you? You know Dr. Pegram? Do I know him? Do I know the good doctor himself? No, I don't. I mean, I know who he is, but I don't know him to talk to. You know anything about Pegram's excavation? Only that he didn't have the right tools for the job. What he needed was shovels and a JCB. Pegram was digging for historical remains, not coal. Is that a fact? What the hell for? It's the science of archaeology, Pat. Understanding how people used to live by what they've left behind. One day, archaeologists might be digging up our remains. Imagine that, Mr. O'Brien. I wonder what they find. Well, it won't be arrowheads and beakers. Fast food cartons and flavored condoms, more likely. Did anyone from the village work at Peagram's Dig? I tried it myself, but that high and mighty history man called me incontent. What a nerve. Hadn't I dug more holes than the rest of them put together? Can you tell me anything about the castle on the hill? Oh, I don't know much about anything. You should ask Mr. O'Brien here. He does joined-up writing. Would you be one of them history fellows yourself? Yes. That's right, Professor Stobart, Miss Miskatonic University. You're an archaeologist, and you're asking us about the castle. Excuse me, Mr. O'Brien. The gentleman was talking to me. How come you didn't leave with the others? I didn't know they'd gone. Ah, yes. Packed their spades and shovels, and away they went. George can be anything you want to be. The possibilities are endless. Seems I missed all the excitement. What excitement? Nice. The white whiskers on the bartender's flushed face were like garlands on a Christmas tree. The resemblance ended there. The top of his head was too slick and shiny to act as a perch for a Christmas fairy. There was something I was gonna say in the middle of all that that I don't remember what it was. It wasn't important, I'm sure. Hi there, old-timer. What? Nasty cold you've got there. As soon as the words left my lips, I regretted them. Is there such thing as a cold which isn't nasty? I put the question to Father Mahoney. Father, says I, why were we born to suffer snot? What did he say? He said it's my reward for being out all night like a sinner. Pious prig. Anyways, this is no ordinary code. 'Tis the hay fever. Pollinosis? Thank you. You're not a policeman, are you? Excuse me? Police. No, I'd know it if you were. What's that you're making? It's a necklace, me boyo. Oh sure, made out of steel wire? Heh, that's right. A necklace for my pretty one. When my little lover feels it round her slender neck, she'll be mine. All mine. Ha 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 ha. Ha ha ha. Almost as if he'd sensed my intentions, the old derelict snatched the wire from the table. It was too slow. I have to wait until he, I'll put it down and then he goes for a drink. That's when I pick it up. Oh. Or I just pick it out of his hands, just like that. It's because you're looking up the 20th anniversary edition. That meant. As soon as the old guy looked away, I grabbed his piece of wire. It's mine now. We'll save the Nintendo DS version for when we do trivia for 3 more years. Even though it's literally just a worse version of, PC version. Why are you stealing from him? Bum bum ba dong. Hello again. What? If I was a woman, I wouldn't think much of a wire necklace. It's not made for a woman. I got my sights on tastier dishes than women. Flesh as smooth and tender as a maiden's. Bones as soft and white as a newborn babe's. Rabbit lad, that's what gets my juices flowing. Hee 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 hee. We're saving the rabbits. Whoa, I would never... There's a lot of things I would eat. I would never eat rabbits. My favorite animal is rabbits. You were a kid. I mean, I'm not gonna knock on people who eat rabbit, but I love rabbits. Too much to eat them. To merge my insides with their insides. Eat this meat. Mmm, delicious. It's Bambi. What? Anyways, George, top of the morning to you. I beg your pardon? That's what you Irish say, isn't it? Do you want something, or are you just flaunting your xenophobia? I was trying to be sociable. Shaking my head, George. Shaking my head. I'll try a glass of beer, please. Is this your first pint of real ale? I guess so. What's real ale, anyhow? Beer that's brewed from national ingredients to traditional methods. Shouldn't be kept under pressure or refrigerated. And finally, it should have a good body and distinctive character. In other words, it's flat and warm with bits and it makes you fall over. Delicious. I forgot to mention this earlier, and then Nirm is here, which reminded me. I have some sad news, everyone. Sad news, YouTube. Birdie Wing is over. The golf anime that I was tricked into watching. It's ended. It's done. No more Yuri Golf. You haven't seen it yet? No spoilers. What's the review? Alright, without spoiling anything, it sure was a Birdie Wing. Spoiler-free review. That show, in general, in total, the entire show, was pretty good. I'm glad I got tricked into watching it. I'm sad that it's over. Probably. And... I'm glad that I watched it. I don't know. It's one of the biggest memes of a show. Not like a meme-y show. It's just a big meme of a show that I've ever really seen. Every single plot twist in that in that show, from beginning to end, from the very beginning of the show to the end of time, instead of being like, oh my god, like every time there was a plot twist, it was more like, like intense laughter commences. Anytime something was just like thrown in your face, like plot twist wise, it was never just like an inspiring moment. It was always just crazy and ridiculous. Just completely out of nowhere. And you just like stare directly into the sun every single time. How ridiculous. There were some episodes in there, meant that I had to literally just get up and leave. Like I just had to like stop everything I was doing and just go sit outside. I can't answer that question, man. I had to just like go reevaluate everything, because there were some moments in that show where I was just like, wow. Especially around episode 9-ish of the first season. There were some moments that were just like, is this real? This can't be real. Somebody thought this was a good idea. And it wasn't ever that it was a bad idea. It was just so random. I'm definitely very glad that I got tricked into watching that show. And I'm sad that it's ogre. The comment section of Crunchyroll was mostly people like demanding season 3 or an OVA. A sad ogre. But that's okay. We have more things to look forward to. Like whatever that company decides to do next. Make a movie. There's lots of room. The last like 3 episodes of that show were like 2 seasons of an anime all condensed into 3 episodes. I'm pretty convinced that they like ran out of budget. And we're like, oh crap, we gotta wrap this up. So if they make an OVA or something, I'll be very surprised. Anyways, back to Broken Sword. Thank you for this commercial break. Brought to you by Birdie Wing. I hope the video game for the Switch was good. I was gonna watch Chaos Twitch play it, but Chaos didn't. Bring back Ruin Explorers. Where's Rename? Our good pal Rename _ loves that show. I got him. Oz been slacking today. Alright, anyways, back to whatever we were just playing. Potato Village. Excuse me. Yes, sir? I've talked to everybody. Wait. I love how there's like village names and stuff in RPGs that I could not pronounce the name of when I was a kid, or even as an adult. I just kind of gave them like goofy names like Potato Village and whatnot. Hey, McGuire. What? You know a man called Pegram? Can you describe him like on telly and the cop shows? He's an English archaeologist. I know the man you mean if he's the one. Tell me about him. Can you tell me where I'd find Pegram? No, I can't, because he's not here now. But if I sees him, I'll ask him. Thank you. You know what Pegram was doing in the castle? Digging for buried treasure. Jewels and gold and skeletons, like in the films. You know anything about Pegram's dig? He wouldn't let me anywhere near it. I offered to help, but he chased me off. I didn't want to see a smelly old hole anyway. Did anyone from the village work at the dig? Pegram brought some students and bums with him. He reckoned no one in Lockmire would know what to look for. The only local guy who worked for him was Sean Fitzgerald. What does this Fitzgerald guy look like? Big head, big ears, and face irons. What? You know, spectacles, glasses. He's blind as a bat without them. Nice. I know somebody that fits that exact... Whoops. There's somebody exactly like that. Pegram's what? Dig. No, it said dig. Sorry, I can't. My, I both A, can't actually see the screen out of my left eye, and B, my pronunciation is terrible. You remember the dig? I haven't watched or seen the dig, I think since the last time we played it, like 3 years ago. What was everyone, of the last 3 years, as we remember the last 3 years of trivia in chat, what's everybody's most favorite forgotten, gem. Let's go with gem. Forgotten gem. I hope it was the dig. Hello. Remember the last 3 days? Same. I was in some sort of like anti I've been on I've been on allergy meds. Histamines, there we go. Been in an antihistamine days the last 3 days. You know Dr. Pegram? He's the archaeologist, isn't he? That's right. Did you work at Dr. Pegram's dig? Haha, what gave you that idea? McGuire says that he saw you working at the dig. What's more, he saw you talking with Pegram. He's a little liar. He'll say anything to get attention. Well, it's his word against yours, I guess. What does this guide say about all this? There was a lot of hidden gems in trivia that I don't remember us playing. Like yesterday. Yesterday was pretty good. Indiana Jones. I remember not liking Indiana Jones, but I like some of the things they did in Indiana Jones. I was amazed at the fact that there was a section where you had to go into a cave and literally stand there until your eyes like adjusted to the darkness. That was like the solution to a puzzle. Alright, let's talk to this guy. Hey. Hello there again, mister. You remember seeing Sean Fitzgerald at the dig? Let me see now. I think me brain box needs a spot of lubrication. Can I buy you a drink? You most certainly can. Give me a drink for my friend here. Who, Doyle? Has he conned you into buying for him? Shame on you, Patrick. Same again? Just a pint this time, Michael. 1 pint of the brown coming up. You remember Sean Fitzgerald now? I can picture the scene as if it was only last week. Come to think of it, it was only last week. Game you really liked? Was it ROM? Read-only Memories? Is that the name of the game? Fitzgerald was there, all right. Him and a bunch of students. He was speaking with the boss man. Long as it's not Toonstruck. I see. ROM. I assume it was because it was like one of the few cyberpunk style games we played. Hey. Hello there again, mister. Oh, that's it. Alright, lore dump. Get into liking it. Yeah, it came off kind of interesting at first, and then it got terrible. Also, I just remember The Longest Journey. Nobody ever talks about The Longest Journey. Even though it took us 6 months to get like through that whole experience, nobody ever mentions The Longest Journey. It's like it never even happened. Hey, Blucky, how's it going? I like the first and the third Longest Journey games. But the second one, Dreamfall, is not a big fan of. You mention The Longest Journey all the time? I've literally never heard you mention The Longest Journey. I mention it all the time, but not exactly. Several of my World of Warcraft characters are named after Longest Journey characters, but I haven't streamed World of Warcraft in like 3 years. I mention it all the time. You mention it all the time. Somebody mentions it all the time. Look, I love The Longest Journey. Okay. Mint mentions it. I streamed WoW recently? Are you sure about that? You must be going crazy. Because the last time I streamed WoW was when you and I were playing, and that was like months ago. I don't even own the latest expansion, Mint. Wait, what are we talking about again? I did not stream retail. I mean, I did stream retail like 3 months ago, or whatever, when you and I played, Mint. I streamed retail that one day. But it wasn't the latest expansion, because I don't own the latest expansion. I do, however, own Broken Sword, the Shadow of the Templars for the GBA. Hello. Did you work at Dr. Peagram's dig? Haha, what gave you that idea? Doyle told me you definitely worked at the dig. He's seen you there. You might as well admit it. I know the music got all creepy. I knew this would happen. I knew I'd get caught. Just my luck. Grassed up by a delinquent and a dimwit. I need to talk to Dr. Pegram, if he's still alive. What do you mean? Is he in danger? Yeah, you too, if I'm right. Happy helmet for the 3rd year anniversary. Poor Nightbot. The last 3 years still hasn't gotten a single trivia answer. You're not from Social Security? Hell no. What makes you think that? Well, I was claiming benefit at the same time I was working for Pegram. I'm not in a position to make judgment, Sean. That's between you and your conscience. All I want is to talk to Pegram about the gem. But he's not here. I know that, but he left that package with you, didn't he? Oh. So where did Pegram go? I don't know, I swear it. He came to see me early this morning, said he was leaving. He asked me to give this package to a guy called Marquet. That's me. Show me what's in the package, Sean. I can't do that. Why not? I promised the professor. So what? Didn't have any qualms about your benefit scam. So where's the harm in taking a peek inside Pegram's package? You don't know these people. I can't. I don't dare. This is your last chance to show me the package, Fitzgerald. I've been patient with you, but now it's time to kick ass. But he'll kill me. Who will? A man from Paris, Jacques Marquet. Egan told me if I gave him the package unopened, I'd hear no more about it. But if I double-crossed Marquet, I'd be dead. I'll deal with Jacques Marquet. Give the package to me. No. Why should I trust you? I don't know who to trust anymore. I wish I'd never even heard of the Lockmar gem. some car noises. Ah, Nightbot, no! Nightbot, you're so close. So close. Ah. Hey, just saw Big Red. Get out of here, McGuire. Come back when you're old enough. What's the lad howling about? A big red sports car. Sean Fitzgerald's been runned over. Get out. Noisy little tyke. Maybe you should send out some medicinal brandy, Michael. Oh yes, and who's going to pay for it? Not me. Me too neither. Me too neither. Shrug. Whoa. Wait. Y'all saw that ghost, right? There was a ghost there. I swear I saw a ghost. I was telling the truth about Fitzy, mister. Okay, calm down. Now tell me what happened. I was standing here, minding my own business, when I saw this beautiful red sports car coming up over the hill. Would you look at that, says I, and I'm going over to take a closer look. Next thing, Fitzy comes tearing out of the pub and nearly knocks me on me arse. It was like a chicken without a head. He hadn't a clue where he was going. Anyhow, he tears out on the road, while the car just flies at him. It was too fast for poor old Fitzy, and hit him an awful wallop. Well, he goes flying up on top. Jesus, says I thought he was a goner. Next thing, the driver hops out, and I couldn't believe my eyes. He was dressed like a bloody leprechaun. What? Hey, McGuire. What? Never mind. What's going on here? I pushed the switch down, but in doing so, it snapped off in my hand. Oh, well, that's good. I tugged at the trapdoor, but it was locked from the inside. Let's see. Excuse me. Yes, sir. I'll try a glass of beer, please. I'm sorry, but the pump appears to be broken. I can fix it for you. I don't think so. This is a job for a professional electrician. Oh, well, at least the glass washer is still working. It's not my day, is it? The washing machine's no longer going ham. R.I.P. washing machine. Good thing I'm an electrician. Just so happens I'm an electrician. Check out my credentials. Well now, isn't that marvelous? There's a house bedeviled with faulty wiring of a wayward nature. There's you, there's you, an electric man, with a little plastic card to prove it. I still want to see what you can do before I let you touch my beer pumps. You can make a start on the glass washer. When you finish that, will you take a look at the pumps? Let's see what I got here. Didn't see anything obviously wrong with the machine. I figure it must be the wiring. What is the button for things? There we go. What? Ma. Possible to return the switch to its original position. You mean shrug? What do you mean, what? Replace the fuse with a piece of wire. I knew it was dangerous, but I was desperate enough to disregard everything I knew about standard safety precautions. Excuse me, Mr. Leary. I fixed your glass washer, no problem. Bingo, and a blessing to all the saints. A free half pint to that man on the house. Now, could you take a look at the beer pumps? I guess so, but I'm not making any promises. Can't fix them, I'll have a riot on my hands. Pumps are in the cellar, right? That's right. You'll find a flashlight down there somewhere. Oh. Uh-huh. Assassin's Creed's got a lot of goofy names and stuff in it. Pushed the lever and heard the grating of metal, but nothing appeared to happen. Speaking of goofy names, I'm surprised I don't have any questions from the council in trivia. I think I thought about it and then decided not to because there's too many random things that can happen in that game for there to be any consistency. But I guess I could pick. I could have made questions from like the first 10 minutes of the game when you first get on the island. Things like what's the girl's, the sister's name, stuff like that. Ever seen the GBA version? It's great. You move around like Broken Sword 3 instead of a mouse cursor. You gotta click on things real awkwardly. And all the cutscenes are just still images. My introduction to the series. Can I click on this? Pull the lever and the bolt creaked back into place. Oh wait. Push it back. Yeah, there we go. It's much, much different than the PC version of this game. Of course, it also doesn't have all the director's cut things that's in the Steam version. Or the DS version. It's got some sound effects to it. That was a sound effect, alright. I lifted the trapdoor and an overpowering smell of stale beer rose from the cellar below. I looked down on a stone-tiled floor, way too far to jump. Excuse me. There was a nasty feeling in my guts I usually associated with light opera. It was Khan. What's the problem? Did you see what happened here a few minutes ago? What was that? A man was involved in an unfortunate accident. I didn't see anything. What about the boy? He doesn't know anything either. The kid, well, you know how it is in these rural communities. Not enough genes to go around. I prayed McGuire had the sense to keep his mouth shut. Was the guy hurt bad? He's been taken care of, but he thinks he dropped a small parcel. You didn't happen to find it, did you? If I had, I would have taken it to the police. Of course. Thank you. Didn't like the director's cut? I don't remember the original super well compared to the director's cut. I just remember director's cut adding all those sliding block puzzles that were really weird and awkward. It's been a while though. It's been 3 years since I played the director's cut, actually. I swear. Oh, wait, never mind. I was gonna say, I swear I did something here. Yeah, I could see. I spotted Mr. Leary's flashlight easily. And I noticed a flash of light, something sparkling beneath the open trapdoor. Beagham's gem, all right. Large uncut blue stone. As I held it aloft, I realized the fascination it could command. I guess I was already under its spell. Did you find it? What? Whatever you was looking for. Yeah, listen, McGuire. I want you to keep this to yourself. No problemo. Just check us up a crate of lager. No way, you're not old enough. We can sell it and make some cash. Forget it, kid. I couldn't betray Mr. Leary's trust. I could for sure. That old misery guts deserves it. If you want to do me a favor, keep a lookout for that guy in the suit. Okay, but it'll cost you a packet of chips. And shout if you see that Ferrari. Original version comes with this director's cut on Steam, I see. I mean, I have the original version right here in my hand. In this thing. Also, the music stopped. It's really weird. Ooh, also available? And there's some random games in this thing. Also, Broken Sword 2. Right here. And Broken Sword 3. This one doesn't have anything cool on the box. Just neat box art. Really awkward because the music stopped. I remember. Oh yeah, they added all that stuff with Nico. That's right, that's right. The director's cut had all those extra scenes with Nico that we haven't seen at all. And I kind of forgot that they were a thing. Like where Nico goes to the museum? No, not the museum, but yeah. It was even playable, yeah. You had to go and like do some stuff with her dad's stuff or something. I don't remember exactly, but there was a bunch of stuff with her in the director's cut I forgot about. What were we doing here? Turning the water on. Wait. God. Let's turn that off for a second. Shut off faucet as tight as it could, but it kept on dripping. What were we doing? Sidestep him, blah blah. Towel. Game has one sort of awkward thing about the controls. I swear I had a towel. I picked up a bar towel. Is this a bar towel? I think this is beer. Slow drip of water barely dampened the towel. Let's turn it on then. As I create cough and speed out a stream of rusty colored water. Sound effect reminds me of Final Fantasy VI. I had the towel under the faucet and soaked it with water. And then it vanished into nothingness underneath. Alright, we're good there. Time to finally go beat up the goat. Where's the exit? One neat thing, though, about the GBA version that's, like, really convenient is being able to hit R1 and it's like it shows you all the things on screen that you can select. You don't have to find those hidden pixels because you can just, like, hit R1 a whole bunch. Hi. You speak English? Well now, what if I was to say no? Implication of cognizance shrouded in denial. Pretty poser of a paradox indeed. You can find the hidden pixels in graph like this. Yeah, this is so... there's so many artifacts. So many artifacts. I gave him the look I perfected when I was 12 and was going to be the greatest hypnotist of all time. It was a killer. Are you attempting to hypnotize me, or is it the constipation you're suffering? Too bad I was out of practice. Did you happen to see a red sports car on the road? Caught a glimpse of a flash of red on the hill and heard the racket. Sure, it was an awful noise. Sports car, you say? A Ferrari, to be exact. A racing car? What was it doing here? The poor fella must have been lost. Steve McQueen. The driver of the Ferrari was involved in an accident. Is that so? Yeah, he knocked somebody down outside the bar. What an idiot. How could a thing like that happen? He was traveling too fast. So fast, he ran right under the car? I mean, the car... Anyways, I mean, the car was traveling too fast. You've thought the idiot could have heard it coming. Maybe you know the guy who was hit by the Ferrari? His name is Sean Fitzgerald. Well, I know him all right. That's my nephew, the idiot responsible for the stacking of my hay cart. Was he killed by the car? Oh no, apparently he was uninjured, but he's been abducted. Well, that's a relief now. Are you going to look for your nephew? What for? When what you say is too late. You could report the matter to the police. Better not. Besides, what could they do? They could mount a search. They have only the one bicycle between them. In a question of superior acceleration, I put my money on the Ferrari. I don't know. I can ride a bike pretty fast. I think you ought to know just what Sean has gotten himself into. I'm not sure I want to know. But you're his uncle, his own flesh and blood. You're right, but what can I do? If I'm not here to guard it, some idiot might try to climb the haystack. What a moral dilemma. Stay here and guard this potentially lethal agricultural construction, or to go off in search of the prodigal nephew, the very man responsible for said hazard. It'll need some thinking about. Why, there's no problem. You're right. Why didn't I think of it before? We'll demolish the haystack. You don't have to demolish the haystack to go look for Sean. I'll stay here in your place and warn anyone who's silly enough to climb it. Marvelous. I think I should start my inquiries at the bar. He strode off in the direction of Medevit's bar, leaving me to contemplate the stack of hay. I'm gonna need somebody to guard the haystack from me. The stack of hay stopped short at the top of the wall. Even if I stretched as far as I could, the wall was out of reach. Sure, go, George, go. What I needed was a slice or two of Alice's Wonderland. Or, oh my god. We use this. This. I inserted the ends of the lifting keys in the mortarless crack and gave them a firm shove. They remained lodged in a wall, jutting out to form a step. This is very dangerous. I took the lifting keys and found they were held quite securely. Above my head was a gap in the wall where the massive stone had fallen away. Oh, do I need a second thing? Hold on. How do I go? There we go. That was odd, but sure. GBA problems. Alright. In case we die to the goat. You can't die to the goat. Unless... I'm dead. Oh, I'm alive. Unless... Oh god, I'm dead again. What the heck is that? There's like a tree branch there. What is that thing? It's a rusted piece of iron. Maybe part of a plow or something? Oof. Now the goat's dead. The rope by which the goat was tethered had become tangled on the old plowshare. Take that, goat. Oh my god. What have we here? Yeah, the GBA version it's got a lot of simplifications. And the graphics or something, alright. I dipped my fingers into the soft white powder. I realized what it was. Plaster of Paris. I used it in kindergarten to make casts of animal paw prints. Yeah, they memed it pretty hard, especially in, wasn't it 5? I think it was 5. I reached into the sack, but it was empty. Oh. Statue was too heavy to lift. Ever bounced into the sand. I swung the stone upright. I noticed it left a pattern of holes in the sand. Sprinkled the plaster on the sand until the holes were filled. The trickle of water was quickly absorbed by the plaster. He's a solid piece of plaster from the sand. Underneath it had formed a perfect copy of the statue. There's a pattern of 5 holes arranged on the wall. They'd been drilled there deliberately. I placed my fingers and thumb into the holes in the wall. Nothing happened. Wow. Who just puts their fingers in, like, the wall like that? I'd be afraid of losing my fingers. The hardened plaster cast fitted snugly into the 5 matching sockets. There was a soft thud, then silence. Oh yeah, the goat thing was like, Scott pointed out, it was hugely memed in the later games, but like, it really was only like a significant thing if you played the actual original. Ah, yes. Malfason. Back in Nico's apartment. Hello, George. So where did you stay last night? At McDivot's? I got to drinking with Doyle and a couple of the guys. That explains why you look so ill today. Did you get any sleep at all? Not much. I had to share the room with another guy. Did he snore? Hardly. He was dead. Then Leary woke me in the middle of the night to help me bail out the cellar. The cellar was flooded? Yeah, some idiot had left the faucet running. And you say Pegram has disappeared? Without a trace. My visit wasn't a complete waste of time. Played this originally on PS1. I think I played... Alright, hold on. Oh hey, I do have this on PS1. Here's PS1 game. I was gonna say, I think I played GBA version and then PS1, and then I bought it 1 and 2 on PC on like some discount website. I rolled my chair over like 6 billion chords. Now I'm trapped. Got this one. Athena awakening for ordinary life. What's the name of the teacher who first witnesses Athena using her powers? Yoshihiro something. Let's take a quick. Yo, there's an advertisement for Grand Stream Saga on the back of the Broken Sword manual for PS1. I forgot how really bad Broken Sword was on PS1 because of the loading times being insanely bad. The far future. Anyways, Pegram's Gem. What were we talking about? The Templars Gem. Whoever Jacques Marquet is, he's in for a disappointment. Jacques Marquet? He's the guy who should have collected the gem from Fitzgerald. I've been reading about Pegram in this magazine. The media got its claws on him. Yeah. If I was his agent, I'd get him to loose the pipe. That dig must have been pretty important to him. He resigned his chair at Durham University to go to Ireland, and now he's disappeared. See what you can find out about Professor Pegram. I'll speak to the university. What are your plans? I want to find out who, what, or where Montfaucon was. All I've got to go by is the name and a picture of a hanged man. Have you heard of Jacques Marquet before? No, I haven't. Okay. Can't sit here all day, much as I'd like to. Okay, don't forget to look for Labineau at the Kroon Museum. Why don't you see if Rosso has heard anything? Okay, anything else I can do for you while I'm out? Shopping? A trip to the laundromat? Just take care of yourself. Yeah, here's the world map. Can we leave Paris? Wow. There's nowhere to go then. Can no longer go to Ireland. Ireland, I am coming home. Let's see. I wish these were labeled. Which is this one? Ah, yes. Hello, Moo. Mew. Sergeant Mew. Yes. Have you heard of a man called Marquet? Yes, he used to be known as the Mole of Montemar. I can pronounce things. I heard he's been hospitalized, probably by one of his rivals. Oh. Which hospital was Marquet taken to? The Hagenmeyer Clinic in the Avenue des Hérissons. Why was Marquet known as the Mole of Montemare? Because he lived there, I suppose. Yes, but why the mole? I don't know, maybe he ruined people's lawns. How did you get to become known as the mole? You see, I run around with a shovel. With that guy. Actually, I'm curious about something very random. What is that over there? Sort of satellite? Oh, a desk fan. It makes way more sense than what I thought it was. I'm a little guilty as I tried the door, like I was about to rob a grave. I gripped the handle with an involuntary tremble in my hand and pulled. The door was locked. Dang. There was no sign of the crew of the ambulance. Hello. My name's George Stobart. Really? If you wish to make an appointment, see the receptionist. Do you recognize this red nose, sir? No, I do not. This is a hospital, not a circus ring. We minister to the sick in body, not the sick in mind. Looking for a guy named Jacques Marquet. Which department does he work? He doesn't. He's a patient. I see. You do realize there are strict policies regarding visiting hours, don't you? This is important. I have to talk to the Marquet urgently. Make no exceptions to the rules. It's a matter of life and death. The well-oiled running of this hospital is a matter of life and death. That's why we have rules. I think I ought to warn you that the Marquet is not what he seems. Explain yourself. He's in league with a bunch of guys who want to take over the world. Nonsense. I'm afraid not. He's part of an international conspiracy, determined to put an end to freedom and democracy as we know it. At the Hagenmeyer Clinic, we offer medical care to all, regardless of their race, background, or politics. Besides which, Marquet's employers have paid in advance for one of our most exclusive private rooms. Can you tell me who Marquet's employers are? Certainly not. You recognize the man in this photograph? No, sir, I do not. I have a hunch he's the guy who put Marquet where he is now. That explains why I don't recognize him. You'd hardly expect me to move in the same social circles as mere reporters. Forgot to say it. It's been a while. It's interesting to me, this is like really way off topic of anything. He brought up the fact that like they're a hospital, they don't care what his allegiance is or whatever. The music died again. This is awkward. My parents both worked as like paramedics and other stuff. My dad especially worked in like he would work like concerts and stuff where people would freak out like, oh man, I didn't take any drugs, I swear. My dad's like, look, I'm not going to report you to the police. I just need to know what drugs you took so I can give you the anti-drug to calm you down. Excuse me. Oui, monsieur? Is this the Hagenmeyer Clinic? That's correct. I thought I was in a garden center. Oh, the plants? They were my idea. A little greenery to evoke the spirit of nature. How may I help you? I would absolutely hate this to have to come. Like, I'm allergic to plants and stuff like this. I'd die while going into the hospital. I'm here to see Jacques Marquet. Ah, yes. Are you related to our client, monsieur? Of course. Blah, 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 blah. Yes. Yeah, I'm his long-lost brother. A brother half his age with a different name and an American accent. Yeah, people always say that. I blame our mother. We were separated at an early age after a mix-up on the nursery at the Oakland shopping mall. I've never heard anything so ridiculous in all my life. I guess not. So, do I get to see the Marquet before the funeral? That attitude will get you nowhere. My instructions were quite clear. No one gets to see Marquet. So unless you can prove you're a relative or close acquaintance, you're wasting your time here. Have you seen this man here at the clinic? No, monsieur, and I never forget a face. Look at this ID pass. So you're Morlin. Marquet has been asking for you. For me? Yes, he was shouting your name when they brought him in here. Now let me see. He was on ward B12, as I recall. Oh, he's been transferred to... Oh dear. He's on ward J2. That's... Nurse Grendel's ward. Dun dun dun. What's so bad about Nurse Grendel? She runs that ward like a South American prison. Keeping a well-disciplined ward isn't a crime, is it? Well-disciplined. And the discipline and punishment stakes, she'd whip the butt off the Marquis de Sade. Everything, I mean everything, is done to a strict routine. 6 o'clock, alarm call. 6:10, bowel movements. And woe betide anyone who doesn't have a result. Those patients of hers are like Pavlov's dogs. She sounds like a real nightmare. And then some. Nurse Grendel is that bad, how come the authorities tolerate her? She's like part of the furniture. You mean she's been here a long time? No, I mean there's not a man in this clinic who hasn't sprawled out on her. I was beginning to get the picture. This woman was jealous, with a big green capital J. How do I find Nurse Grendel's ward? Down the corridor on the left, turn right at the senior consultant's washroom, and right again at the executive coffee lounge. Bear left past the administrator's sauna, and turn left at the end. That's J2, and good luck. Has Marquet been visited by a man in a clown costume? Oh no. You haven't seen a man in disguise? Well, there's Theodore the Bear. He comes every Thursday to entertain the children. Personally, I think he scares them half to death in that crummy old bear suit. If I was stuck on my back with tubes in every orifice, he's the last person I'd want to see. They need that dancing bear from the Cthulhu game. Northwest. Wait, that's this way. As I turned the corner, I saw the source of the hellish noise which echoed through the corridors. Industrial polishing... I can't read over the sound of this. It's an industrial polishing machine with an odd-looking guy in tow. Sir. Hello. Oh, God, thank goodness. Alright, hold on. Uh-huh. Ba-da-da-ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba. That's God. What's that? I said hello. Oh, hiya. I'd like to talk to you for a minute. That's what I thought you said. Don't look so down in the mouth. No matter how bad things seem, I never let life get on top of me. But yeah, what's your secret? Why, it's easy. All you have to do is smile and whistle this little tune. If you start whistling, I'll bust you in the teeth. Wow. George should never play Wild Arms. It's a deal. You know where I'd find a patient called Marquet? No, I'm not allowed on the wards with Mr. Shiny. Have you seen any unsavory characters lurking about the corridors? No, sir, I haven't, but I've got nothing to worry about. What's that, Mr. Shiny? You'd take good care of the rascals? I bet you would. With a friend like him, I've no fear of oppressors. Must be a great comfort. He is. Mr. Shiny be your polishing machine by any chance? Please don't call him that. He's more of a friend than a machine. I've had Mr. Shiny for 3 years, and he's never let me down once. How come you got so attached to a polishing machine? I ask you not to call him that. He's got a name, you know. Bud Kaufman. Yeah, Bud Kaufman. It's just that. You'd think it's odd, don't you? I don't mind. The rest of the staff think I'm twisted. I heard them snorking behind my back when I gave Mr. Shiny his weekly pull-through. Take a look at this red nose. Are you a policeman? No, this is a clown's nose, not a policeman's. You know, I like talking to you. You're smart. You have dimples. You recognize the man in this photograph? Who is it? That's what I'm asking you. Have you seen him before? How should I know? You haven't told me who he is. Take a look at the photo. Yeah, okay. Now, have you seen him before? No. I get a drink here. You recognize this matchbook. You should never ever play with matches. I know that, but people get hurt when they do. They end up in hospital like the burger lady. Burger lady? She was so burned up they didn't know whether to use bandages or onions. Ew. Ew. Or Mrs. McShee's. Oh wait, it's on this side. Connector in the sockets supplied electricity to the polishing machine. I'll unplug you. Alright, this is some sound effect. Oh, that's okay. Just Shiny gets to live. Oui, monsieur? Is this Ward J2? It is, but you are not supposed to be here. You have strict rules about visiting hours. Can't you make an exception? I've come all the way from California. You must speak to the doctor. Can't wait that long. What if he snuffs it? Can't talk like that here. This is a hospital. You will have to leave. Oh my god. Hold on. Hey now, you can't go in there. How come? I'm responsible for the contents of that cupboard. There we go. Gotta click the door first. As I tugged the plug out of the socket, the pulsing machine coughed, sputtered, and died. Oh my god, Mr. Shiny's dead. Mr. Shiny, what's wrong, pal? I'm the doctor now. Ba, 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 ba. You know if we talked to Benoit yet or not. Good afternoon, Doctor. Patients are ready for your inspection, Doctor. Thank you, nurse. You'll need this, Doctor. Give me a long, narrow metal box and a stunning smile. Thanks. You recognize this tissue? No, I don't. Looks like a chronic health risk to me. I've been carrying it around for days and I'm okay. What's this device? It's for taking the patient's blood pressure, Doctor. You have a patient named Marquet on this ward? Oui, monsieur. He was in the private room at the end of the ward. He has been placed in strict isolation. Why is Marquet in quarantine? If you wish to know more, you'll have to speak to Herr Agenmeyer. All I know is that Marquet's room is strictly out of bounds. Do you know who paid for Marquet's room? No, of course I don't. Preferential treatment like that must cost an arm and a leg. That's not my concern, monsieur. Doctor. What is it? You haven't taken my blood pressure. Seems fine to me. You're not doing it right. Of course I am. No, you're not. Dr. Monroe never did it like that. I can't take a satisfactory reading while you're excited like this. I'll come back later. I want to talk to this guy, because he says something that I used to reference all the time. Let me talk to him. Oh, doctor. What now? You didn't finish taking my blood pressure. Oh my god. Okay, let's try again. You got to talk to Benoit. Bunny. You have the first idea what you're doing, do you? I've come back later when you've recovered your manners. I go talk to Bunny. Oh my god. Hi, my name's George Snowbar. Yes, sir. Pleased to meet you, sir. Call me George if you like. Are you sure? Yeah, that's my name. My name's Benoit, but everyone calls me Bunny. Bunny? That's right. I used to have this cute habit when I was a kid. Keep it to yourself, Benoit. You know the nurse on Ward J2? No, sir, this is my first day here. Can't wait to get my hands dirty. I was talking about treating my first patient, of course. I didn't mean I'd get my hands dirty with the nurse. Shut up, Benoit. Okay, sir. Shake my hand, Benoit. I don't think that's a good idea, sir. How come? Dermatitis. I don't have dermatitis. I do. Let's see. I have skin too. Hey, Benoit. Yes, sir. Not who I was trying to talk to. Excuse me, sir. Aha, just the man. You must be the new boy. Yeah, I must be. Well, stop wandering about and make yourself useful. Bunny, come here, boy. This is Benoit, my nephew. Can I trust you to look after him? Sure. Figured I'd better play along. Sure, why not? Hi, Benoit. Hello. He's fresh out of medical school. I'll open his eyes to see a real doctor on the job. I'll bet. Show him around. Let him see some real suffering. Hey, Benoit. Yes? Go see Mr. Shiny. Oh, doctor. Blood pressure. If you keep quiet, you're disturbing the other patients. I'll keep quiet, you've taken my blood pressure properly. I have to see Jacques Marquet first. How come he gets preferential treatment? Because he's got money, isn't it? I'll come back when you've dealt with the chip on your shoulder. Hey, Benoit. Yes, sir? Here, take this pressure gauge. Thank you, sir. What do you want me to do with it? Well, keep it safe until I think of something. Oh, that gauge I gave you? Yes. What do you want me to do with it? Use it on Eric Sopmarsh. Okay. I'm Dr. Stobart. Bonjour, Doctor. Have you heard of the guy called Marquet? He's in quarantine, Doc, right behind this here door. Marquet is just the man I wanted to see. I wouldn't go in there if I was you. He has anthrax. I have to visit my patient. What for? Routine. I have to check if he's still breathing. What if he's not? I'll sign the certificate and register his bed as vacant. That's a cold and distant attitude to death. I've been institutionalized to the point of godlike aloofness. The white coat suits you. Thanks. What does this tissue suggest to you? Looks as if it's been used to wipe Satan's bottom. Hate to say it, but you could be right. His face, it's been anthraxed. I'm sad that we got to miss the line about the guy. It's like, Doctor, sir. Every now and then, the world just goes black, like completely dark for a second. And then moments later, it comes back and I can see again. Am I dying? He's like, I'm pretty sure that's blinking. Anyways, Marquet. Yes, I'm Marquet. I've been expecting you. You have? Well, what are you waiting for? Get it over with. I just want to know what I should do with the gem. The Lockmeyer gem? Yeah, right here in my pocket. I thought you were one of the Hashishin. Not me. I never inhaled. So, you were sent in my place. Yeah. You could hardly make the trip to Ireland in your condition. What should I do with the gem? Deliver it to the Grand Master, quickly. Tell him that I've found the tripod right here in Paris. You have it? Not yet, but it's being taken care of. I've hired a couple of stooges with a flair for petty crime. Would that be Flap and Guido by chance? You know them? We've met. Why's the big guy called Flap? He talks with his mouth full. What about the Hashishin? He's more likely to follow Klausner. Let's stop at nothing to prevent the reforging of the sword. The sword! That's bad, is it? As for Klausner, he's gone off to Syria on a wild goose chase. They have geese in Syria? He has a theory about the location of the... That's enough excitement for one day, Monsieur Marquet. What are you doing here? Talking to this patient, of course. Monsieur Marquet is my patient. If Herr Hagmeier was to hear that... Okay, I'm going. I'd learned all I could from Marquet anyhow. There you are, sir. I was just coming to look for you. I finished with your pressure gauge. Thanks, Bunny. What's that noise? It sounds as if someone's having a cardiac arrest. Oh, no. It's alright. The doctor is in there with him. You sure he was a doctor? Oui, monsieur. He showed me his ID. It was Dr. Braille. There's no Dr. Braille working here. He's an imposter. The door's locked. Help me, officer. Stand back, messieurs. Whoa. Meanwhile, back in Nico's apartment, the bullet went through the door and killed him. Hello, George. Never realized that I was an imposter the whole time. I found Jacques Marquet. Did he talk? Yeah, he talked. For the very last time. He's dead? Yeah. Killed in cold blood by a bogus doctor. That's despicable. What kind of guy would pass himself off as a doctor and take advantage of a dying man? Was it Khan? No. I don't know who he was, but it certainly wasn't Khan. He got away, out the window. Whoa. Have you ever heard of the Hashishin? No? Marquet said that they were his biggest enemy. His biggest enemy was the bogus doctor. Don't remind me, that guy was evil. He had wild, staring eyes, like a dead fish. I'll never trust a doctor again. Do you think the assassin was responsible for killing Marquet? I don't think so. He could have finished him off the first time. Besides, Marquet would have recognized him. He was pumped to the gills with sedatives. He wouldn't have recognized the four horsemen of the apocalypse unless they introduced themselves. Same. Guess I'd better go back and talk to that weirdo. Which one, Rosso or Sergeant Moo? Or were you referring to Andre? I'll leave you to work it out. God, that was impossible to say. Anyways, meanwhile, back on the world map. Alright, let's see here. West. Oh, whoops. Hey, Nico. Is east. What the? This guy lied to me. You've left it very late, monsieur. Late? For what? Anything. I'm closing the museum soon. You wouldn't like to get locked in, I can tell you. Not in this gallery. Why not? It's haunted, monsieur. You don't believe in ghosts, surely? Ah, yes I do. 7 years ago, a lad managed to hide in here. He made a bet with his friends, I suppose. When I found him in the morning, he was cold as ice and stiff as a board. What was the cause of death? They said it was brain tumor. But on his face is the look of stark, desperate terror, such as I've never seen before. Scary. I beg your pardon? Are you Andre Labineau? That's me. You want my autograph? No. I saw you may be able to help me. Help? My name is George Stobart. I'd like your professional opinion. Well, okay, shoot. Have you ever heard of the Hashishin? Why, yes. It was a radical Muslim sect whose name became synonymous with murder. It was formed in 11th century Persia, shortly before the Crusades. At roughly the same time as the Templars. Yes, they gave a new word to our language. Assassini, the assassins. How did the assassins get their name? From the legend surrounding the secrets of their initiation rites. A young man who sought to join the sect was given Hashin until he drifted into dreams. He woke to find himself in a fabulous garden with everything he could wish for. The freshest water, the most delicious food, the choicest hash, and the most delectable women imaginable. Cool, do you have the address? I haven't finished the story. There's a price to pay for this taste of paradise. Wouldn't you just know it? The young man would wake the next day to find himself back in the real world. He was told that he'd been given a glimpse of the heaven reserved for holy martyrs. A heaven he would enjoy for eternity, if he was willing to join the Hashishin. How'd the assassins operate? Well, as I explained, the new recruits would be only too willing to die for the cause. They'd be instructed in the use of dagger, poisons, and disguise. Then, the Grand Master of the sect would name an enemy of Allah, and they'd stop at nothing to eliminate that enemy. You've got it, they were fearless and deadly. Does the cult of the assassins still exist? Take a look at the world today. You tell me. Does the name Montfaucon mean anything to you? Sure, it was the most grisly spectacle in Paris until the Revolution. A public toilet? Montfaucon was the place of execution for many thousands. A dark temple of death, with row upon row of arcs, each one framing a grim exhibit. Swarms of rotting corpses swung on creeping rope while the crows devoured their flesh. That explains the image of the hanged man. I found a reference to Montfaucon in Ireland, in a village called Lochmarn. Lochmarn? That's where Pegram was digging. That's right. He left the excavation before I arrived. Where was the site of Montfaucon? To the northeast of the canal, St. Martin. But there's nothing there now. The old gibbet was torn down during the Revolution. You know Pegram well? Not really. I met him at a conference. I would have liked to talk to him in depth, but I didn't have time. When was this? Oh, back in the summer. July, I think. That's today. I'd like your opinion on a medieval manuscript. Vraiment? You have it with you? No, it's too fragile, and besides, there are certain people who'd stop at nothing to get their hands on it. Intriguing. Do you have a copy of the text? There isn't much, only a few Latin phrases. I was kind of hoping you'd help decipher the pictures. Without seeing the manuscript? That's a tall order. Just tell me one thing. What does the image of two men riding on the same horse suggest to you? The Knights Templar. Does the Templar seal appear on this manuscript? I'd love to see that for myself. The manuscript is being looked after by a friend. In Paris? Yeah, not far from here, in fact. Well, just give me the address and I'll come around and take a look. Not so sure about that. Maybe I should check with her first. A female friend? Yeah, she's a woman. friend who has the manuscript. Ah, oui, the anonymous girl friend. She lives at 361 Rue Géry. Ah, I know it well. I'll drop by just as soon as I can. Can you tell me anything about the Knights Templar? I sure can, Georgie. Soldiers, diplomats, mercenaries, monks, bankers, you name it, the Templars fit the bill. The greatest fighting force in Christendom, the militia of Christ. Jeez. How did the Templars get their name? From the building in which they set up their headquarters, the king of Jerusalem gave them part of the mosque on the Temple Mount. It was said to have been the site of the original Temple of Solomon. The order became known first as the Knights of Templar and later the Knights Templar. You're a mine of information, Andre. Glad to be of help, George. How come the Templars became so wealthy? There was a constant stream of new recruits to their ranks, many from noble families. They were required to swear a sacred oath of poverty, chastity, and obedience, so their money, goods, and land were donated to the order. The Templars soon held land in France, Scotland, England, Spain, most of Europe, in fact. The poor Knights of Christ became the wealthiest power in Christendom. It's happening all over again in our own century. The Knights Templar? Oh no, the multinational corporations. Is it true the treasure of the Knights Templar was never found? Ah, who knows? So little knowledge of what really happened remains. Or if it does, the truth has never been made public. What do you mean by that? The Templars have attained mythological status, like the King Arthur of the Britons. There are people even now who say the Templars still exist. Do you think that's likely? No, not for a minute. I think you ought to know that the tripod is going to be stolen. The Lochmere tripod? No. It's true. I can give you a description of the thieves. Before the supposed event has taken place, I heard them planning the raid. They're wasting their time. The tripod is protected by a state-of-the-art alarm system. Well, you don't say I didn't warn you. Why don't you loan the tripod to me for safekeeping? Because I'd never see it again. Don't you trust me? It's not a question of trust, George. That tripod is hundreds of years old and extremely fragile. I get your point. I have to pee, and it's affecting my ability to read. I'll be right back. I'm glad that there was music this whole time. Some of these screens, the music just cuts out and it's gone forever. And it's just really awkward guy walking in a circle in silence. Just like this. Oh, never mind. Lost my controller. If he has anything else to say. Hi, Andre. Hello, George. Nope, he's got nothing else. Time to hide in the sarcophagus. Leave it alone, that closet is over 3,000 years old. You know, closet, it's a sarcophagus. Don't even think of climbing in there, monsieur. You'll be suffocating. Hold on, I'm probably doing this wrong. Always wondered how it felt to be a mummy. There we go. Closing time, Mr. Labano. Already? There just aren't enough hours in the day. More than enough for me. I can't wait to go home, or to get home and put my feet up. I'll be on. See you tomorrow. Good night, monsieur. Quit fooling around, you moron. Alright, let me make sure I didn't get it. What the? Who's there? Let's get out of here. Nice. Meanwhile, back in Nico's apartment. And when I woke up, I was at the police station. Luckily, I managed to persuade Rosso I was innocent. Poor George. What a mess. I bungled the whole thing. I don't think so. You made a pretty good job of distracting those two crooks. Yeah, but the killer got away with the tripod. No, he didn't. He's not the only one who can dress up in a costume. Oh my god. You mean? It was you? It was you stole the tripod? Oh, Nico, I could have been shot. Those dorks were more likely to shoot their own feet. I just wish you told me about your plans. We're supposed to be in this together. And how come you dress up like a pantomime cat? Don't sulk, Georgie, please. Aw, rats. Don't call me Georgie. I really thought you'd be pleased. After all, we've got the tripod. Nothing happened. Yeah. Jim fits perfectly, but what does that prove? Maybe the tripod has to be in a certain location. There's nothing on the manuscript to indicate where, though. Is there? Oh, by the way, had a visit from Andre Labano. Oh yeah, I hope you didn't mind me giving him your address. Not at all. It was lovely to see him again. He was over the moon when I showed him the manuscript. It's not often he gets that excited. He made a sketch of the Knight's crest to take back to the museum. I believe he's identified the family who bear that crest. I sure hope so. I better get back to the quest. Quest 64. Now made in Unity. Now where are we going? Blackie, what's your favorite cave story song? The music stopped. When's Quest 64? See, Nintendo's never gonna make one, so some fans are making one in Unity. Moon Song. Top 3 VGM ever. I see. Is that the one where you're flying on the dragon? Yeah, I think Running Hell's definitely my favorite. Sounds really good. And like there's so many really good remixes of it too. 98% finish. Nice. Kurt Key was in here the other day talking about having the last he checked in, they were having issues with like boss AI or something like that. Getting the boss AI to work correctly. I don't remember. Northeastern dot. Is this new? Ah, yes, the mime. Let me get some water. Excuse me, officer. Shouldn't you be off directing traffic or something? You have seen the Parisian traffic, no? Yeah, so? I could direct the traffic, the most dangerous this side of Rome. Or I can sit here and enjoy the sun, the architecture, and the so-so Sauvignon. Which would you choose? Yeah? But I'm not a policeman. What happened to duty? An excellent question, monsieur. Do you know what this is? Aha! You Americans with your notorious nose candy. I've read about Hollywood wives, and I know all about it. If you tried to sniff this stuff, you'd wall up your sinus. It's plaster of Paris. Is it? It is? Thank heavens. For one awful moment, I thought I might actually have to arrest somebody. Allure, the paperwork. You have no idea. What do you know about the Knights Templar? Les Templars? Only that they were excommunicated in 1312 and hanged in their dozens within this very square. Boy, what they teach in police academy these days. No, monsieur, I read it on that board over there. Does this red nose mean anything to you? Aha! A prosthetic nose. Very significant. It is? No, I'm just having a little joke. Does this red nose mean anything to you? No. Look at this gem. What do you think? Cut glass. No, it's not. It's for real. What kind of madman would go around weaving a priceless gem under people's noses? So either it's glass, or I'm mad. I didn't like to think about that for too long. What do you know about medieval ironmongery or trigonometry? Have a look at this little baby. A tripod? What is it for? You mean you don't know? No, monsieur. Nor do you, I think. Seriously? If we should return all the stolen goods and repent, you'd let us go? Hey, you with the balls. Oui? What do you know about the Knights Templar? Les Templars? Ah, their last Grand Master, Jacques de Molay, was burnt on an island in the Seine in 1314. Hey, you're well educated for a juggler. No, monsieur. I read it on that board over there. Look, a red nose. How you say whoop-de-doo? Does this grease paint mean anything to you? Looks like one of mine, or at least another jongleur. Or clown? Naturellement, a clown. Hardly a breakthrough. How'd you learn to be a juggler? Juggler? What is this juggler? It's you. You juggle. That makes you a juggler. No, I'm a jongleur. A jongleur? What's that? Mon Dieu, a jongleur is an artiste. A master of the contragravitic aeroballetic mysteries. In centuries past, the courts of the crowned heads of Europe had their jongleurs. Witty, erudite men whom the monarch turned in their hours of need. They did what? Let me get this straight. Our enemies are at the borders, plague ravages the land, and the peasants are revolting. Thank God we've got Shuckles the jongleur to throw his balls around. I don't think so. Jongleur. Thank God we have Chuckles the jongleur to throw his balls around. That juggling doesn't look so difficult. Oh, it does not. Does it not? Perhaps you feel you could do it better, no? I'll give it a try. Be my guest. I had no idea what I was doing. This guy was obviously an idiot, so how difficult could it be? A lot more difficult than I thought. That's how difficult. Still, it was my big chance to be derided by complete strangers. Not so easy after all, is it? No, I guess not. Hello again. Hello again, monsieur. Does this red nose mean anything to you? Ah, you are a clown? Do I look like a clown? No, although you juggle like one. Now, if I'd known you were a clown, it would have been amusing. And not a humiliation for you. What do you mean? Who ever heard of a plainclothes clown? He had a point. So you're saying that if I juggle badly with a red nose, I'll be the king of comedy. But if I juggle badly without it, you look like a pathetic loon. Oui, monsieur, you have it. Hi again. Oui, what is it this time? I'd like to have another try at juggling, please. You have gone on a crash course, perhaps? No, I just had an insight into presentation. Ah? Allow me to demonstrate. The balls, please. You insist on completing your humiliation, monsieur. Okay, now for my secret weapon. Juggler was speechless with rage. You could have mistaken him for a mime. Without a word, he collected his balls and left in a fury. Hey, you forgot one of your balls. Hey! But he didn't hear. Better still, deprived of his entertainment, the gendarme decided maybe he ought to do some policing for a change. Hello, Kirkyu. Welcome to Quest 64. Now in Unity. Time to break into the sewers while these people watch me go in. That was a sound effect of sorts. This is completely different in the director's cut. In fact, they actually let you go to one of the rooms down here. There was like a big deal in game originally because there was a room you couldn't go into, but it was referenced in the third game, I think. And then when they remade the game, the 20th anniversary, whatever, they opened up that room. And that sound effect be the new sub notification. There's a few sound effects in this game that probably should be. All had flanked, and anything once written on it had long since gone. The ball seemed in worse condition than the other one I'd inspected. The inscription was undecipherable. The plaster here seemed in much worse condition than the other arches. I wondered why. I didn't inspect any of them. Whatever that did. My medieval French isn't much, but the few words I understood seemed to say this is where the gallows used to stand. Maybe. There were 3 arches, each with an inscription. The inscription was hard to read, but I made out Templars and something about innocence. Hey, that's hollow. It's time for some brutal destruction. Eep. If any archaeologists came by, they'd lynch me for this. There's some sort of mechanism hidden inside the wall, with a lever in the middle of it. Here goes. Hey, cool. This takes us. Nice. Oh, they don't even show the door. Actually, I wonder if I can go around side here, because the door I was referencing... Oh, it is right here. Nico, I think, goes through this door. Pushed against the door, but it seemed to be locked. Yeah, this door was like a mystery for like a million years. think Nico goes in there for something. Save in case I die. IRL. Love this song. Alright. In the beginning was the end. An end wrought by our enemies began our darkness. And the end will be a beginning. An end to our enemies heralds our new day. Report. The military establishments are in a flux. The end of the Cold War has left them with no clear goal and as obvious targets for budgetary cuts. They have successfully promoted a sense of betrayal in the upper echelons. They feel that the politicians have cast them adrift. The pattern is emerging. Our time is now. Good. Mamselle? Governments are giving the corporations more respect than their own citizens. A groundswell of dissatisfaction and dissidence is growing. The corporations are becoming too large and complex for their own executives to control them. A blind belief in market forces is accelerating this trend the world over. Our pattern is emerging. Our time is now. This is too real. This is 1996. The global population's belief in those that govern it has never been lower. We have I can't read that word. A sense of immediacy and action over forethought and planning in all the major governments. They are acting on hasty decisions that cannot be completed or revoked without appearing foolish. The pattern is emerging. Our time is now. Excellent. The tired old governments are dying a slow death from their own incompetence and our machinations. The millennium is almost upon us, and everything is in place for the rise of our new order. Y2K. Almost. Professor, where is the broken sword? This is on the Game Boy Advance. As we discussed last time, with the loss of the manuscript, our search is, as a corally hindered. And as discussed last time, you have been furnished with a dramatically increased budget. What have you been doing with our money, Professor? We are working on the principles that the Templars, that is to say, our predecessors... Hold on, these are the Templars? Must have left a trail when they were hiding the clues to the sword of Baphomet's location. I have a small army of historians and archaeologists ferreting out that trail. I trust these historians and archaeologists are more trustworthy than your friend Pegram. Pegram was loyal. He tried to protect the Lockmire gem when the Hashashin came near. And failed. And don't call that Syrian maniac the Hashashin. He's an assassin, plain and simple. That's not what he believes. He actually thinks... Silence! Do I have to remind you that we have a sacred duty? A trust. When Philip attempted to destroy the Order, we lost the sword and our power with it. Now we have the opportunity to reforge it. But time is short. We need results. Not petty bickering. Not excuses. Now, Professor. Baphomet. Yes, of course. My apologies. We'll find Baphomet and the sword, manuscript or no. We have already found another element actually within Paris. Excellent. What is it? Well, we're not exactly sure at present. Ha! But I have my best people working on it. You would do well not to criticize others, Eklund. At least I have not murdered one of our own. Of course. That guy was the bogus doctor in the hospital. Marquet was a liability. Eklund dealt with him on my orders. I beg your pardon, Grandmaster. I did not mean to... Have you any good news for us, Professor? We already know 3 of the elements. We know that Klausner had obtained the lens before he vanished. Where was he? Syria. We know that he arrived, but after that, nothing. The assassin. I fear so. It's a shame. Klausner was a good operative. This will be our last meeting in person until we locate the Sword of Baphomet. I hope that I don't need to emphasize the importance of finding it. Without it, our endeavors come to nothing. With the sword reforged, we will have the power to sweep the stage of all opposition. The new millennium will belong to us. The next time that we meet, it will be to become the princes of this world. Wow. Grandmaster for the NES. Nice. Alright. Let's save for whatever reason. What do you think about how many different versions of this game exist? From GBA to PS1, PC and Nintendo DS. There's so many ways you can play Broken Sword. There's a large circle marked out on the floor with a stump in the middle. Around the circle I could see words inlaid into the stone. On the circle's circumference were the Templar seal and 2 Latin phrases. Non omnes morere and clarier a tenebris. Shall not die completely, the brighter from the darkness. True. In the middle of the circle was a stump of stone. A shaft of daylight from the world above lancing down to touch it. The tripod's feet fitted neatly into notches on the top of the stump. Oh my god, it spells out a word. The light falling from above struck the gem and scattered in 5 neat rays. And each ray picked out a letter. Starting from the seal, I could read Marib. Now all I had to do was figure out what the heck that meant. Meanwhile, back in Nico's apartment... Nico, I've seen them. Who? The Templars. I spotted on their meeting in these catacombs. And you saw the Knights Templar? I saw a bunch of guys masquerading as the Templars. They're after something called the Sword of Baphomet. The bogus doctor was there, the guy who killed Marquet. The manuscript is the key, just as we thought. It shows the way to the broken sword, whatever that is. And how does the assassin fit into all this? He's out to stop them. These Neo-Templars, they're men and women in influential positions. Don't you see? Plantard was one of them. The assassin killed him for the manuscript, to stop them finding the sword. But now we've got the manuscript. Yeah. So how do they hope to find the sword? I don't know. They said something about a lens and a guy called Klausner, who's gone to Syria. But they didn't seem to realize the significance at the very sight of their meeting. You see, after they'd gone, I discovered a stone pedestal and a carved inscription. I set up the gem on the tripod directly below a beam of light. The gem split the beam and lit the letters Marib. Marib is a village in Syria. Then the Neo-Templars are ahead of us. Klausner beat me to it. You're not thinking of going there yourself, are you? Why not? These guys are crazy and dangerous. That reminds me, you should leave the gem here. Okay, what about the tripod? I'll send it back to Andre, anonymously. Nice. You think I should go to Marib? Syria's a long way, George. No further than one side of Texas to the other. Like right across the street, basically. Time to blow this popsicle stand and explore the unknown, as this guide says. See, it's like right there. Watching in this resolution. What's weird to me is that, like, there's no mouse. You're just walking around as George. Like, look at these sweet artifacts. Like, it's JPEG I'm walking around on. It's so condensed. High quality, it's glorious. High quality HD GBA. Off to Marib to meet our BFFs. Hi, I was wondering whether you could help me. Why, sure, son. Always got time for a fellow American. The name's Henderson. Dwayne Henderson. Pleased to meet you, Mr. Henderson. Hell, boy, I'm not in the office. Call me Dwayne. Oh, okay, Dwayne. My name's George Stobart. He has two names. Yeah, Demon Small said that this one is correct for the question. There's your favorite. I think this area might have all my favorite NPCs as well. It's got the kid on the left there, and then the two, Dwayne and Earl. Dwayne. Pearl? Dwayne. You're a long way from home, Dwayne. Could say the same about you, George. Me? Oh, just sightseeing, that's all. Without a camera, kinda lax to come all this way and not take pictures. Mind if I take a picture of you, George? What? Why? But, ow, you could have warned me. You don't mind, do you, George? The folks back home will be real interested. What is it that you do exactly, Dwayne? Didn't I say? Oh, I run a greeting card company. Yep, we're based in Cleveland, Ohio. Pearl writes poems for him. You ought to ask her to recite some. Oh yeah, I just remember the taxi driver guy too. That guy's pretty cool. There's a lot of good NPCs here. I saw a medieval picture of a woman. Royalty or nobility, something like that. She was looking in a mirror, but the reflection was of a man with 3 faces. What do you think of that? I think you should be in therapy. You think bulls have any significance around here? Weird question, George. No, I don't think they have. You mind if I ask you an odd question? Okay, but I might not answer it. Do you know anything about the Templars? The Knights Templar? Yep. Nope, nothing at all. Hey, you knew they were an order of knights. What I know and what I say are 2 different things, boy. I haven't lasted as long as I have in this business without knowing that. In this business? Sure. The greetings card business. Oh, please. Dwayne works for the Department of Agriculture. Does the image of a knight holding a crystal ball mean anything to you? Hell no. What did a knight want with a hunk of glass? I don't know, that's the problem. What's wrong, boy? It's not a crystal ball. It all came together in my head. The conspirators had mentioned losing the strange perspective of the manuscript. It's a lens. Have you seen this man before? Maybe. Where did you get it? I just picked it up somewhere. Sure, I'm always picking up photos of complete strangers and then asking around. Ow, damn it. There, I've got another picture of a complete stranger. Maybe I'll ask around about this one. Well. Where's your wife, Dwayne? Pearl? Oh, she's around, looking for bargains. How long have you been married, Dwayne? Hell, must have been 30 years now. Okay, well, I'll see you around, Dwayne. Count on it, George. Guys are great. Where's Pearl? Wait, where is Pearl? What the? Is this Pearl? Is this Blob? Is this, pixelated Blob Pearl? Hello, I was wondering whether you could help me. Oh my god, it is Pearl. Why, hi there, handsome. What can I do for you? Hi, my name's George. I was just... Well, it certainly is delightful to meet you, George. My name's Mrs. Henderson, but you can call me Pearl, I'm sure. Okay, Pearl, I was... So nice to meet a friendly American face so far from home. Pearl? Yes, dear? I was just wondering if you could help me. Why, sure, precious. You know anything about medieval weaving? I do a little needlework, but gosh. It's okay. It was a long shot. Have you ever heard of a group of knights called the Templars? Sounds familiar. I remember Dwayne had a book. The Holy Something and the Holy Something Else. I can't quite recall. I read a little of it, and it seemed like a lot of hooey to me. I've been talking to your husband, Dwayne. Oh? Yeah, he tells me that he runs a greetings card company and you write the poems that go with them. Ah, yes, indeed. I consider myself the artiste of the family. Tell me, George, would you like to hear one of my poems? Why is the default answer no? Yes, go on then. Okay then, darling, here we go. Our sympathy upon this time, when your heart doth break. I like the doth. Classy, isn't it? We know the grief that must entail when your schnauzer gets bitten by a snake. Ah, it still touches me. What do you think, George? It's very specific, isn't it? You think so? We sell a lot of those, dear. Tell me a little about yourself, Pearl. Me? Oh, a gentleman's interest is always so flattering. Well, my husband and I run a greetings card company in a cute little place called Akron in Ohio. Akron, cute, little? You said that your company is based in Akron, and Dwayne said it's in Cleveland, no doubt. Well, yes, he did. Dwayne was in the Marines in Vietnam, you know. Anyway, he's got a medical discharge. Thing is, he gets confused. We moved away from Cleveland 5 years ago. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean... He also gets a little paranoid. Thinks he's a spy or something. I'm so sorry, Pearl. Don't worry yourself, George. We live with it. I've got to go now, Pearl. It's been a pleasure, George. Don't be a stranger. Remember that time Dwayne was trapped inside of a drainage system in Broken Sword 3? And he was doing spy work? Where'd all the music go? If you can go back to the world map from here. Wow, look at tiny pixelated George. Way in the back. What's back here? Yeah, going out into the countryside is a pretty good way to get lost. Oh, these are some sound effects. Trying to figure out what my cat's doing. I was trying to stall for time by a little bit as well. Something for music so I could check out my cat. Hey, what are you doing? There's stink bugs everywhere, and she is... Well, I say everywhere. There's like one every other day. She's very interested in them. Music. What? Excuse me. Anyways. Hey there, young fella. Speak you the English? Speak you the Anglais? Parlez-vous anglais? So, interesting note. I don't know where Syria is, but I do know that where, I can't remember the name of the place. Anyways, the northern part of, Africa. They speak, French, sort of. It's like a version of French. Sounds a little dipper. Algeria is the word I'm looking for. How close is Algeria to... Syria? Oh, the music died. World map. Map of... Oops, this is the wrong keyboard. I have 3 keyboards on my desk. Map of Northern Africa. Syria. Does Syria not exist anymore? Syria gone. 6 countries east. Oh, I see it. Oh yeah, that's a pretty far distance. Well, in any case, certain northern parts of Africa actually do speak French. In the middle of this game occurs in 1996. Not very my art what is the word for mapping? My knowledge of maps is really, really bad. Like, I can't even tell you, like, maybe half of the United States. And I lived there for a really long time. The middle of the map of the US is like a big blob cartography. Sure, my cartography skills are absolutely insane. Brand new SMRPG. Yes, this was 1996. Only nerds played video games. And George is not a nerd, he's a lawyer. Anywhere, he's also on vacation. Anywhere. Parlez-vous anglais? Yes, see, and indeed we. And rather better than you by the sound of it. My name is Nijo. Welcome to my grand emporium of quality merchandise. Does the word Templar mean anything to you? Templar, Why, yes, of course. It does? Yes, a splendid series of books by Mr. Leslie Charteris. I cannot read. Featuring the roguish Mr. Simon Templar. Great, that's a real help, Nijo. Anything else? The Saint, television program featuring Mr. Roger Moore of the quizzical eyebrow, and a stickman with a halo. Nice. So all Templar means to you is Roger Moore? I only watched it for the stickman with the halo. He was better animated. So I'm correct in saying that the word Templar doesn't mean much to you. Well, there was the Order of Knights who were wiped out in an Inquisition in 1312, I suppose. That's them. What else do you know? So much information do you think there is on a Trivial Pursuit card? A what? From the medieval edition. We had it on the stand a couple of years ago. Ask me what a feuder is. Go on. I know all this stuff. Never mind. I was gonna say I should get some Trivial Pursuit cards, like ask a Trivial Pursuit question for channel points, but I think Go London does that. I don't want to steal Go London's shticks, whatever you want to call it. His deals. Okay, forget about the Templars for a minute. What do you know about knights? Like the Crusaders, they came to the East on an insane and pointless mission. They sacrificed thousands of lives, including their own, for a hubris. Thank you, Kirkyu. How anybody can find them romantic confounds me. English. So this was your stand? Oh, yes, sir. Though stand does not begin to do it justice. The finest in this bustling metropolis. This is a bustling metropolis? Well, not per se, no. How much are those books there on the shelf? Have you any Syrian pounds? I think I might have a couple of Irish punt. Then they're too expensive for you, sir. Gas mask Harry. See? I don't remember who gives... I mean, I know who gives him this gas mask, but I don't remember the guy's name. It's like the first operative you meet. You speak very good English. Thank you, sir. I learned from tapes that my uncle procured. Oh, a language course? No, sir. Jeeves and Wooster. Goosey Fink Noddle. Aunt Agatha. What who? What do you know about that couple? Oh, they're American. Is that all? The chap's a little odd. As for the lady, it's a funny thing, but I get the impression she's a lot cleverer than she's letting on. What do you think of this, eh? Oh, sir, what a splendid plaything. One day, when I'm rich, I'm going to build a world-renowned collection of brightly colored balls. Are you serious? In deadly earnest. People will come from far and wide to see my, yes, collection. The Rockefellers and the Gettys can keep their hordes of so-called fine art. But answer me this. What good is the Picasso, I ask you, if you can't bounce it off the wall? You may have a point. Seriously, do you really think this thing's so great? Take it away, you tempter. I'll swap it for something off your stand. Due to seasonal financial considerations, I'm afraid I cannot. I thought you wanted this thing. I do, sir. The stand doesn't. The transaction meant it's not really my stand. And I'll be in big trouble if I swap anything for something that I want for myself. Alternatively, is there any service that you require? Not at the moment, but I'll bear it in mind. Seriously, do you really think this thing's so great? Take it away, you tempter. So long, Nijo. Toodle pip, sir. Ah, yes, O'Neill. The evil within. 2. Guy. Cat? Meow? You can pet the cat. And the broken sword. As I didn't see the point of going all the way over there to get scratched, I stayed where I was. You can pet the cat twice. Ding. That's my new sub notification. Hi, what's your name, sir? Hello, hello. You buy kebab? Most good. Well, goodbye. Have a nice day. Most good. Hello, these... Excuse me. Hello, those are sure nice carpets. Merhaba. Hello, sir. Ma'asas llama. True. Question are we on? 90. The next series of events is a long series of events that leads to the end of this section. So I think this might be a good stopping point. For now, at least. Since we only have 10 questions remaining. I'd hate to stop in the middle of being trapped in the desert. This is a good spot in this guide. Anyways, thank you all for joining me in this broken sword journey today. What's next?